We spend too much time, and we have been falsely led to believe that the things that are most important are developing good habits or doing things in our relationships, our marriages, like taking long walks on the beach or having an active, healthy sex life or eating the right foods and making sure you have a keto diet or a paleo diet or a vegan diet. And we've really been led astray to a large degree because there's some fascinating research in the book called The Power of Bad. A phenomenal book, highly recommend it, written by psychologists Tierney and Baumeister. And in it they talk about the bad things that happen in our lives, that happen in our relationships, and even I'll take it a step further in with ourselves and how we judge ourselves is so much more devastating and has such a negative ripple effect than the positive things that we constantly either force or pressure or put a lot of energy and worry in trying to accomplish. We're so conditioned through self-help psychology books, motivational videos, that what we need to do is be more, do more positive things, do things that are going to build good habits, do things that are going to lead to a successful relationship, do things that are going to make us a much better parent. And those things are, I'm not saying they're not important, but those things pale in comparison to the negative things. The negative things have such a greater consequence and repercussion and can create devastation in a relationship or in our child's upbringing or their potential. And for example, a lot of intelligence is they give in the book is intelligence is based on genetics and environmental. Both are important. But if you take two equally capable children with equal level of intelligence and you put one of them in a neutral environment or home life, they are going to turn out much smarter, more intellectually gifted than if you take that same child and put him in a negative home life. Even if you put the other one in a positive home life and you put the one in the negative home life where there's a lot of yelling, there's anger, there's not emotional care, there's toxicity, dysfunction, that is going to have a significantly much greater consequences than if you try to do everything right in the child. And one of the things they say in the book is just do good enough. And I think we've really missed out on that message with ourselves, with our jobs, with our relationships, with our health habits, with our self-discipline, with our to-do list. We are constantly pushing and pushing and pushing ourselves and never feeling like we're succeeding. And then it's discouraging and then we don't want to continue. If you focus more on your, for example, bad habits, like eating processed food, eating too much sugar, having too much pop and soda, eating white bread and just stuff that is not good. If you focused more on cutting down on those things and didn't get so obsessed about everything I eat has to be healthy or has to be perfect or has to follow this certain diet, you would have significantly improved results. If you focused on, instead of, I have to be productive today, I got to get everything done, I got a big to-do list and I got to get my habits done, and that underlying pressure that comes with it, if you instead focused on the bad habits that we normally engage in, like, scrolling too much social media, picking up our phone too regularly throughout the day, watching YouTube videos, Netflix, all these things that distract us and really rob our time, if we just focused on minimizing those and didn't put so much pressure on ourselves to do all these other things, you'd be amazed at the results of that. And you'd feel a lot better because you're not forcing and pressing and prodding yourself to do stuff, and you're not having the weight of those negative bad habits that really sink and destroy the positive habits. If you instead instead of focusing, I got to be the perfect husband, or I got to be the perfect wife, or the best wife, and I got to do all these things, and you instead, give an example, another example in the book, you focused on being a good enough husband and being a good enough wife or girlfriend or boyfriend, and minimized the arguments, minimized the friction, minimized the anger, and were avoided those just by being more empathetic and understanding and patient. It's incredible the results that one can accomplish. And we don't look at it that way because we're so focused on what we're not doing instead of focusing on the negative things that we are doing. And that creates a lot of pressure and, like I said, a lot of insecurity and fear that we're just simply not doing enough. And your life will flow a lot more easily, and it will not be burdened by all the stuff that we read about in these self-help things. I watch some of these self-help videos and read some books, and I'm like, oh my God, it makes me feel really terrible about myself because I'm not waking up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm not, reading a book a day. I'm not exercising, an hour and a half a day. I'm not doing X, Y, Z. I'm not eating the perfect diet. And you start feeling crappy about yourself. And it's just too overwhelming. And then most people just end up giving up and they don't even bother trying. And I would really encourage you to give this a try and focus on minimizing the bad habits, the negative things, which makes the soil fertile to grow things that you want in your life without having to force and pressure it. And I'm curious in the comments of your experience with this and what your results have been with this. And if you've tried this out, this is just a new way, a new philosophy. Something else that was really surprising, I have showing the power of bad. I have a client and we have been making phenomenal progress. I'm a life coach and very affordable life coach. If you're interested, just send me an email. It's in the description. And I have been working with her for quite some time. And where we started to where she is today is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I give her a lot of credit for how far she's grown and how far she's come. And we had a disagreement. In retrospect, I mishandled one issue in her life, and she didn't verbalize it to me, and it kind of she stuffed it. And it was something that was really bothering her, and I actually was able to pick up on that, and we, asked her about it, and we discussed it, and I acknowledged, the way I handled that was a mistake, and, thank you for sharing that with me, because it makes me a better coach. One of my previous videos, the power, it's a superpower, constructive criticism. So she gave me some constructive criticism, and we just had a difference of opinion about one particular topic. And as long as we've been working together and how much progress we have made, which she's grown more so than probably, I'd say half of my clients, if not more. She's really, really come a long way. She puts a lot of effort into the things that we work on in coaching. And she revealed to me that she was considering stopping coaching because of this one difference of opinion or disagreement, or she didn't like the way I was handling it. And I thought, oh my God, that really illustrates the power of bad. That when you make one mistake, no matter how many, hundreds of good things I did in the coaching with her, that one mistake was enough for her to consider stopping coaching. And thankfully, which I hope all my clients do, she didn't. She communicated with me, and we're both better off because of that communication. And it just goes to show you, man, I look at relationships like this tree over here. Like each time you have an argument, it's like taking an axe and having one crack and one swipe at that tree. And that one swipe is not going to make, cause the tree to fall down. It's not going to make or break the tree. But you do that multiple times. You do that, 100 times throughout the year, or hundreds of times throughout, the time that you've been together. It really adds up. And that's what causes the relationship to come crashing down. It's all of those little disagreements, the little frustrations, and especially when they're stuffed and they're not expressed, they accumulate and they gain this negative, toxic energy. And what it ends up doing is, just sabotages your relationship. And we give so much more weight to the power of bad things. They have such a strong influence on us. And even with ourselves, we could be doing so many things right, having so much success in our lives, or having a really good day, and we do one thing wrong, we make a mistake at work, or we make a mistake in the relationship. We then focus on that and we ignore all our successes. I have clients that I'm coaching, and they'll have a really great week. They'll hit a lot of their habits, they'll avoid a lot of their negative habits, and they make one mistake or they fall short on one goal that they wanted to accomplish, and that's what they focus on. And they beat themselves up, and that one thing totally minimizes all the progress and all the success, and then you get discouraged and you want to give up. And so it's really, I help walk them through that and go, no, you have accomplished tremendous things, and it's progress, not perfection. And it's a growth mindset that as long as we're growing and evolving, that's what's important. Yeah, it's really such a much more powerful way to lead one's life, because in especially this day and age with the media and internet and social media and the news, everything's negative. And we can't even acknowledge, it doesn't give us an opportunity to acknowledge all the things that are right with ourselves, with our family members, with our romantic partners, with our job, with the state of the country. Because the power of bad, when we energize it and focus on it, it's like a dark cloud hanging over our head that blocks out the sun. Excuse me, I think I'm okay, ready to wrap this up. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you want affordable life coaching, send me an email in the description, and comments are always appreciated. And if you feel this video was value, please like and subscribe. It really helps to grow the channel. It really helps to grow the channel. So everybody that takes the time to do that, it means a lot to me. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's a PayPal link in the description, and it also helps to share the video with other people. Until next time, thanks, bye-bye.